Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, with my review of the LEGO Star Wars 75281 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. This summer 2020 Star Wars set was sent to me for free to review from LEGO, so thank you very much to them for doing that. But this set is a $30 set in the United States with 248 pieces. The piece count absent from the box because this is a European-style box. The box art does show off Coruscant in the background, although there are no other vehicles or things really going on in the box art. It's kind of bland in that way, to be honest. The set notably does use the original trilogy style box art, not the Clone Wars or a special episode 3 version. Not really sure what's up with that, but it doesn't quite match the tone of the set, which is supposed to be early episode 3. The set does include 2 figures there with R2-D2 and Anakin. Quite a lot of controversy with Anakin, and somewhat unfortunately no third exclusive figure to really make you want to buy the set if you don't already own one of the previous ones. That's something that I feel like this set may be missing. The back of the box is going to show the set in kind of a hanger here, very typical for back of the box, and you have the one main feature on the set, shows off the interior a little bit inside the cockpit, and it's a tab set. I just unboxed the set, and I actually wasn't going to show you all anything from this process because it's unboxing LEGO sets. It's typically the same over and over, but this did not come in a bag or any protective sleeve or anything of that sort, and it looks like it has received a pretty large gash and scratch, and it's got some discoloration on it already. You can see there, very obvious, very unfortunate to see, and you look at the instruction manual, it's not supposed to have that, so no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, gonna have to get a new one of these from the LEGO customer service. Very unfortunate to see there. Sticker sheet, instruction manual actually a bit larger than you may expect for a $30 set, but let's build it. Here is the Anakin Skywalker minifigure, and this is one of the saddest figures I've ever seen LEGO put in a set, and it's really sad to see LEGO stoop this low. I mean, this is really a new low for LEGO Star Wars, in my opinion. I can't think of a time I've been more disappointed with a minifigure and what LEGO decided to do with it, or lack of doing anything with it. It's mostly a reused or Frankenstein reuse for a figure here. The torso print comes right from a January 2020 set, and for that set, the Duel on Mustafar is actually a really good torso. It had some nicks and marks that were very accurate to what you would see in the Duel on Mustafar scene from episode 3, but obviously this is a set based off much earlier in episode 3. I even went back and watched the beginning just to be sure that I wasn't tripping, and he definitely doesn't have all these scratches and marks and flesh wounds at the beginning of the movie. So LEGO really stooped to a new low here, in my opinion, reusing that torso print completely inaccurate to an Anakin's Jedi Starfighter that is supposed to be from the earlier scenes of episode 3. Just really incredibly sad to see. I can't say a good word about it in this case. I'm really sorry about that. The head print is reused from the 2018 Clone Wars Anakin Starfighter, which is more fine than the torso print, in my opinion. I'm not as irked by that, but it is the exact same as the one that we got just a couple years ago. So you can see that face print is just exactly the same, and it does have a double face print, but again, both faces are going to be the same as well. I've seen a few complaints of people saying that this lighter hair color isn't as good as the darker hair color they've had in years past, and you can see this 2014 Anakin here without any marks on the torso accurately. LEGO taking a huge step back here, like I said. I don't really care as much about the color of the hair. I think it's okay in this light reddish brown, but still maybe might have looked better in the darker brown color, but still, to me, it's not a big deal like the torso is. The torso is just a complete buzzkill, and honestly, I know we're early on in the review, but I would say it's absolutely a reason not to buy the set. If you're on the fence about this set, I would not buy it until they change that torso. If they refuse to change the torso, don't buy the set. Speaking of poor quality, and in this case specifically quality control, we have an R2-D2 head which is slanted significantly to the right. It looks great! I'm glad they figured out how to do that properly. Not! Yeah, it's an R2-D2, looks good. Another one for the collection. Maybe yours will be less slanted than mine, but you can see that it's significantly slanted to the right in my case, a little bit off-center, which is unfortunate. But, R2-D2 is in LEGO Star Wars sets every year, and it's no surprise that they found a way to get him into another one. Hey look, another Anakin Jedi Starfighter. Let's be honest, this is only the 3rd model, so I don't think it's that bad that they've remade it again. Some people, including myself, would have rather than had made the later episode 3 model that's in a darker green color, and actually the Anakin figure would have actually made sense in that set, at least to some degree, but this one's nice as well, I feel like, and it's a really refined model. I don't think that that's something you can't say. It is definitely the best and most well-refined Anakin Starfighter to date. They've really keyed in on a lot of design aspects and made them really good. We'll start with the windshield or cockpit piece here. There is actually one problem I have with mine, like I mentioned earlier in the review. You have that big scratch there, which looks pretty bad, not gonna lie. That is not what you want to have in your product, but overall, the print is actually really nice and covers the whole thing as you would like to see. This front cockpit piece here has actually been the same basically since 2005, but everything kind of lines up perfectly there. Like, there's no real problems with that. As with Jedi Interceptors like these past, you can lift open the cockpit. The actual mechanism for this one was kind of an interesting and different build. I'll leave that to you if you ever do experience the set for yourself, but I just found some of the techniques like that to be interesting and different. So that's always fun when you notice things like that that just aren't the same over and over and over again. Like, they actually do make some changes. You do have a sticker for the control panel in there. It's just a nice different type of control panel that I've never really seen before on a set, so that's a nice sticker. What I actually really liked about the set, though, when I first saw it, they basically redid the entire seating area for Anakin, and I actually think it looks really clean. You can have him sit right in the black space there, and you can actually lean him pretty far back, almost inaccurately far back, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. You can always sit him up a little bit further, but you can lay him back and have him sit in there. He does have a little bit of headroom. You can't really have him sit too much higher otherwise, but he can sit a little bit higher in that chair. And like I said, I like the chair. I think it's a pretty clean design on the inside of the Starfighter there. The set is built in 3 bags, by the way, so you get the midsection, then a wing, and then another wing. That's how it's built. You do have some engines on the back, of course, with thrust represented by the blue pieces. You'll notice some trans green there, and that is because there are spring-loaded shooters. They are right up underneath the center cockpit area of the Starfighter. They actually fit in pretty well in this case. I almost wish they had them in yellow. I think it would fit in even better that way, but you can basically shoot them off by pushing down on the back here, and they're pretty well hidden. Like, other than the part that is necessary to push down on to fire them, everything else about it is pretty hidden. So you push down on them and they'll fire out just like a spring-loaded shooter would, and there's actually an extra spring-loaded shooter included in the set in case you were to lose one, so you don't have to worry about, you know, that for kids. You know, not a big deal if you lose one. There's some Republic logos on either side of the set using those Nexo Knight shield pieces and stickers, and both wings are basically the same build, except one side has an open area for R2-D2 and the other side is closed off for accuracy, although like I said, basically the same build because they both have skis underneath it. It works out pretty well in that way. I think that these skis, though, are a little bit blocky, a little bit large, unfortunately, especially on the right side where it doesn't need to be. I've seen other models where they're shorter, but I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because you do need the full area to fit R2 in. The 2005 model just put his head there, and that obviously isn't ideal, but you can fit the whole R2-D2 unit in there just fine, and plenty of space for him. You can kind of see him peeking through the bottom there. That's just kind of a result of the design, but you can also open up the flaps on either side of the set, and that is basically the like attack flight mode, and they have stickers in there showing off some of the design. It pretty much has been the same sticker for the last few iterations of the set, but it looks really good. I don't see a real reason to change the way that sticker looks. And with the set in this kind of flight mode, it does look pretty sweet. It could be a set that you maybe build a stand for, remove the inverted tiles from the bottom, and set it up flying through your display. I think that could be pretty neat. One nice thing about this set is if you push the cockpit down all the way, it should kind of clip into place just a little bit. It's not the strongest connection, but it just means if you were to flip it upside down and not have your hand where most people would hold it, it's not going to release this and have it flopping around. That's not a big deal. Not something you have to worry about. Luckily, LEGO was able to get that down. I think the cannons on the midsection of the ship are excellently done, better than in years past, so that's a nice upgrade as well. Maybe the most disappointing thing to see is a piece like this where they've swapped it to a sticker versus prints in recent years. Just another place where LEGO's probably cutting corners. Just unfortunate to see. It's a sticker on a 1x1 tile. LEGO Dots has printed tiles. Why can't they print a tile for a $30 Star Wars set? I don't know, but it is a little bit tacky, and it's a bit tough to put on. Like, it's a small sticker. It's just going to be tough, and if you have fat fingers, you're going to have a problem. Like, I'm just being real here. Like, that will be a problem for people. It's already a problem for me. Like, I didn't like doing that, so definitely not great in that respect. Just nice detailing on the inside here. And one more look at the bottom there. Those inverted tiles, nice when you want to land the ship and not have to worry about it like scratching anything up. See, just like nice and smooth. Maybe the final aspect of the set that may go overlooked, but something that I actually really enjoyed as far as the build goes, is the blasters, these little side cannon things that it's got going on with those lightsaber hilts. Really nice design. Again, different than what they've had in years past, and I think that it actually works really, really well. So the pros of this set are definitely going to be that it is the best Anakin's Interceptor to date, but everything else is pretty much a con. Like, the minifigs are disappointing to say the least, and they don't include, like, sometimes what they would do with these $30 sets is have, like, a third figure, right? Anakin Starfighter in general hasn't had that, but in something like the droid Tri-Fighter from 2014, they had, like, Chancellor Palpatine from the same scene, so it would have been neat to get an update for maybe a figure like that, or something in that realm, but unfortunately we just didn't see a third figure with this set. And then the reuse of the Anakin torso is just a huge huge turnoff to me. Something that makes me really recommend not buying the set unless they change it. I think it's a good time to show LEGO that people mean business with some of the accuracy things. Don't let them ruin LEGO Star Wars like they have with other themes or reusing torsos like that. That is just unacceptable to me. It's really sad to see, especially given that it's not like you have to design a new thing. You can literally just erase the marks on the torso and add black. I saw someone do it in Photoshop in 5 seconds. It's easy. It's just not a set I can recommend at this point, though. For 30 bucks with only 2 figures that we've seen before, just the Anakin, I guess, Frankenstein together, so technically not exactly that Anakin, but you get the point. It's just not a set that I think you should be buying. I think your 30 bucks is better spent elsewhere or saved for something else or used on a video game. Like, literally anything would be better than this set, especially if you already have one. If you've got the 2014 one, there is no reason to buy this set. Even if they do change that torso, I don't see a reason to upgrade. It's not a huge upgrade. It's a very refined model. It's like the S model of an iPhone, but it's definitely not something to write home about as far as that's concerned. I don't want to be mean to the Starfighter to give that like an 8.5 out of 10, but the figure selection is getting a 2 out of 10. It's just really, really poor. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Should LEGO change the Anakin minifigure? Because I think they should. I think that that's one of the biggest things LEGO needs to do. They've done it before, and this is the time, if any time I've ever seen, that they should change a figure in a set after a production run has been done. It needs to happen, in my opinion. So let me know down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the review, hit that like button. Again, thanks for LEGO for sending me this for free to review, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.